call this morning was about 3:30 this morning.
Oh, to be on the job. So, what, in your opinion, was the most affected areas in your district?
My district, it would be of course, the east side of Houma, just adjacent to the neighborhood, just adjacent to Walmart on Grand
Okay.
Valley Road. That was a focal point for this tornado, it appears, because it went through and it ripped through that neighborhood pretty good. Some of the houses and it shows you the effects of a tornado, how it really works, because you can see where the tornado hit, and it'll jump 2 or 3, 4 houses. It'll hit again,
Oh, wow.
and it'll do the same thing again until it peters out. But we really saw the effects of it this time.
Man, that's a lot to take in for a community that is still rebuilding after Hurricane Ida. So what is the response looking like from the parish and on your end? What's going on for those people that have been affected by it?
Well, the initial response for the parish was rather quick. Like I said, I got out there about 4:15, 4:30 this morning, making the initial assessments once the rain and some of those bans had passed when it was safe for me to get out there. And by daybreak, I would say within 2 hours, say 8:30, we had some of our solid waste crews out there cutting trees, clearing the path. Energy was out there doing their assessments too as well with the power lines and things like that.
That's what's up. So what's the next step? I mean, we got clear skies right now, but I hear a few people are still out of power. Do you have any update on that? How's that going?
Yes. It's not a whole lot of people are out of power right now. For the most part, I would say about 90% restored at this point.
Okay.
It's your outlying areas that are the ones that don't have power, but energy is currently working on getting them restored, and they'll be working around the clock to restore that power.
Man, this seems like a early disturbance for this time of year when it comes to hurricane season. So what are the necessary steps for us in the community? What should we be thinking about? How we should be approaching hurricane season this year?
Well, this was a dress rehearsal. I would feel.
That's a good point.
This was a dress rehearsal because it gave us all the elements of what we look for or what we expect during an actual hurricane, whether it be Category 1 or Category 5. You're going to have power lines down, you're going to have trees down, you're going to have damaged homes, you're going to have obstructed roadways, you're going to have all those things that a storm normally has. But what we want to try and do, this being a dress rehearsal, it should make us perform better. And the only way for us to perform better in a hurricane is if we prepare ourselves now.
That's a fact. I definitely agree with that. And with that being said, I also extend this invitation to Carly Martin, and he had gave me a website for people that had damage on their homes. If you don't mind, could you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. If anyone that has damage, anyone that encountered something that's not so favorable in this situation, they're encouraged to go on the state's website, damage.la.gov, and make a claim, file a report for whatever damages you might have, you yourself, your family members, what have you, and kind of get the ball rolling there with assistance for anything that would normally happen during hurricane or natural disaster.
Okay, I think that's most of the things that I wanted to touch on with the aftermath of the storm was just what's
for instances like this, because the backside of it, like where we are right now, it's the aftermath. And we're resilient. We're going to be resilient. It's just our nature here in South Louisiana. I was very pleased to see communities coming together this afternoon. You had neighbors helping neighbors out, and everybody had one common goal, you know. And that's my dream here in Terrebonne Parish, for us to always have that. Whatever we encounter, it doesn't just have to be a storm. A storm just amplifies it even more, how good we really are. But if we just practice that a little bit more when it's not storm season, that'll help us out too.
That's good, man. I really appreciate you stopping by and giving us a few minutes and just letting us know what's going on in the community. I kind of want to talk to you a little bit more about something else that is just as important: community resources. Cherry and Sherry, everybody's favorite twins, they're here. So give us a few minutes and we'll be right back just to talk about the aftermath of this tornado in tropical cyclone Arthur. Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. All right. That was easy. And of course, I would go ahead and edit that part out.
What was?
Uh-huh.
What part he at now?
When I said, yeah.
Nuh-uh.
But
Uh-uh. W&G and all. But man, that's not for MT. That's what they leave me and my sister for.
Not trying to
Come
be
on.
the PR, the PR
We all
team.
PRT. It's my family. My family gotta look good, sound good.
right?
I told her make sure she keep that hair in that scarf. She better have kept that scarf on
Yeah,
with her lashes.
They didn't show her face.
yeah. And she had came to me
Not look poor.
about 3 weeks ago, and she said, you know, I really want to get me a car, a new car. But you know what? I don't need no car. I'm not buying no car.
Now look at
I
her.
talked to her 5 o'clock this morning. No, she said, well, Brian, I guess I'm going to give me
Just
a
waiting
new
for Sherry
car.
out.
Huh?
I'm talking to the people watching.
Oh, y'all live?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Not live and then tell us.
Hi.
Oh, I thought y'all knew.
No.
You wanna be talking about
Never
MT
see you like that.
No, you was muted then.
Oh, okay. Hi. Let me uncross my. I feel like I have an opening.
I feel like we took a commercial break, y'all, and we're back with everybody's favorite twins. So how y'all doing today, ladies?
Well, thanks for having us.
We're tired, but we here.
Why y'all tired? Y'all was up just like me?
No.
That's not my ministry. I was asleep. The only thing that woke me up was those alerts back to back. If it wouldn't have been for those alerts back to back, I would have slept through this whole storm.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to put that thing on mute.
It didn't. And it was the 3-something one. It was like, I think it was like 350 or something.
So I did want to mention something about that. So those alerts, I think it was Channel 8 had mentioned that their radar really didn't pick up the tornadoes, but the National Weather Center, they have access to a tower that we have in in Chauvin. So it's on top of our water tower. So you got them alerts because, you know, we did a little.
Not you trying to do a sling plug because you work at the waterworks and y'all
just
had a tower on
saying.
top that
I'm
picked up
just
the
I was gonna
alerts.
say WDSU, they had some good accuracy in regard to reporting.
And I think they're pulling directly from the National Weather Center's radar.
I won't shout out the meteorologist. I think I know who it is. If that's the same person who I think
Yeah,
is at WDSU.
Oh, okay.
but they really did well.
Yeah, I don't want to say the chief meteorologist in case I say the wrong name.
But they
But
did
I
a
think he's the new one.
yes.
But if that's the same person, he came from another station and he was good when he was on the other station as well.
So I know that y'all are always in the community. Every time that something is going on.
That's not fair.
That is very
But
true though.
I think it's important to know the people that have their finger on the pulse.
Yes.
We try.
And y'all two definitely have your finger on the pulse when anything, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent, y'all know about it. Y'all boots on the ground. And that's why I asked y'all to come and kind of speak to the community aspect of what's going on in the community in the aftermath. Where are those resources? Because I'm seeing people ask for resources. I saw Pastor Mark Lewis say he was coming down here. He was bringing some stuff to come help folks out. And I was like, where do we condense all this information so people can know about it?
Oh, I will say from what I have gathered and from what I looked around, I know we were up early. We packed our car with water and drinks, and we was out on the east side. In particular, we went down Evelyn Street. Went to Seven Brew. Shout out to Seven Brew this morning. Went out to Seven Brew and Ben them comped our drinks. We had ordered some drinks and they comped it and we gave it to some persons on Evelyn. Just to pick me up because when you're going through a hard time, as my sister and I often say, sometimes even if you can't do a lot for someone, you can do a little bit for them. So I find that the east side of Homer, for one, you're on East Street, on backwards, they need a lot of help. Broadmoor had a lot of flooding in their area. We see Montague had a lot of areas had a lot of flooding, and then on the opposite side of Oaklawn, on the Acadian area, had a lot of flooding. And so when you look at where the needs are, those are the four predominant area, but in particular the east side of Homer, or where you see the most help. There's still a house on Richmond that if you have a big crane. You can lift a tree. Though that family will really greatly need some assistance because
they're an elderly
couple. They're an elderly couple, and there are people with saws, but the tree is just so big you can't break it up.
I did pass over there, and I
And
saw
so they could definitely
use
use
some
hands,
hands.
some help. That's on Richmond Street at the corner of Richmond and Afton.
Yeah.
So it is the house actually directly behind my
Aunt house. They got hit by the tornado as well.
So unfortunately, they have 2 trees on their house and their elderly couple. So somebody can help them out. I think that'd be great. Resources. If you're not familiar with, by the mess up the name, BRAC. So BRAC is like our area group of people who get together and ensure that during disaster, resources get to our area. Unfortunately, Catholic Charities had a supply distribution at St. Bernadette earlier today. Unfortunately, they ran out very fast. Bethany Church in Homer at 6:30, they had a Dollar General that lost power, that was giving out the non-perishables, because as you know, food quality issues. While we can keep the food in our homes, they can't in the store. So that was the thing. American Red Cross. So if you have any like damage to your home, property, 1-800 Red Cross. That's REDCROSS. They said to contact them, and so you can get your name on so they can come out and do assessment for you. They're gonna have a street team coming down. In regard to being able to help out. So that is another resource. I know everybody in disasters always look out for.
St. Bernadette is actually going to have another food distribution because they had one today, but they having one tomorrow. It's going to be at St. Bernadette. It's sponsored by the St. Bernadette Knights of Columbus. They're going to have 300 meals for free, and that starts at 5 p.m. at the Latino Hall, which is 409 Bernadette Avenue. If I'm saying it correctly?
Yeah, that's the side street off of 6th Avenue.
The side street off of 6th Avenue. So if you go to St. Bernadette on tomorrow at 5 p.m., they're going to have 500 300, excuse me, hot meals. That's chicken and sausage, jambalaya, and bread is actually the meal they will be serving.
So, and as you know, as things pop up, you're gonna have more people do things. But as Brian said before, you have 90% of the parish back. Unfortunately, the areas that was like deeply impacted by the storms are the areas that are still out and that have the most need. I know in addition, what other resources? So I know people always talk about SNAP benefits.
Could y'all explain that? Because y'all was putting me on game. I didn't really know it
So-
went like that. I thought it was
so-
just a rubber stamp, whole parish, everybody get it.
No, so
Or
so
is that just wishful thinking?
that definitely wishful thinking, and it is a misnomer. So I haven't worked at SNAP in a long time, and the rules have changed greatly this year, so I don't want to misspeak. However, for the most part, most people don't realize this, and this is something that is very essential to know, is that you have to, typically, in the way in which disasters happen, in order to receive disaster SNAP as a parish and as a community, you have to go without power for a certain amount of time in order for the entire parish to receive those benefits, right? And so for a lot of, for the standard, for the majority, the standard, I know what I'm saying, thank you. The standard is 72 hours. 72 hours without power for the majority of the area in which you reside in. So for example,
Hold up, time out.
so I'm gonna give an example of Terrebonne Parish. So let's say Terrebonne Parish has a tropical storm, right? So let's say we had Tropical Storm Arthur that just passed, right? So let's say 80% of this parish went down without power. That's just giving an example, right? 80%. And it is going to, so, and then we on day 3, and at least 50% of this parish still is without power. Then you can estimate and know that the entire parish will receive disaster SNAP once it's approved by the federal government. It's made by the state. Excuse me. The disaster is put by the local government. It is forwarded to the state, and then the federal government decides. You always got to remember, disaster SNAP, in order to receive it, comes from the federal government, because SNAP benefits come from the federal government.
So that means
The president makes that decision. The president administration, the USDA.
So what is the point, well, not the point, but what is the, I guess, consequences of when they declare a state of emergency for an area that's been hit, like by a storm?
What you
Does
mean,
that-
consequences,
So
or what is the result?
I guess result, because
To
that's
receive-
why I thought.
So
had to-
you make those things not just for SNAP, but you make it for resources, for financial resources, for to be able to receive. Once people declare disaster in your area, now you have opened yourself up to receive assistance from the federal government.
And that's why I wanted to
And that is why we declare disasters, and you receive resources as an entity, as a parish, from the federal government, and it comes in different forms. So for example, I may not remember, but do y'all remember when we had the Baton Rouge flood, and everybody thought the entire parish of Baton Rouge was going to receive disaster SNAP, and it didn't happen like that. It went by zip codes, like where was the area that was most impacted and lasted the longest. That's the area that they gave disaster benefits to. And so and I can tell you this, I'm gonna be speaking out of turn, but I'm gonna say this. People don't realize this, but you can declare disaster for almost, I won't say any time, but let's say you have a house fire, right? You have a house fire. You can go to the state and show paperwork that you had a house fire, and if you may not have met the income limit at the time, well, you gotta have to meet a certain income limit. You can possibly receive a stipend of SNAP.
Oh, wow.
People, because you might be out of work, you might have things happen to people and things like that. So those emergency situations. And so people often don't know that, because those are little hidden jewels within the system that people don't know about.
But when you think about a disaster, I think immediately we go to disaster food stamps.
Stamps.
But there's more to disaster than disaster food
That's
stamps.
why I wanted to like go a little bit further.
It gives funding to your local government, to your state government,
To your foundations.
in regard to your foundations that you have, in regard to infrastructure, in regard to funding things. So it may have to, the disaster may be, we need to,
Get extra, we need extra
We need-
electricians to come help put the power back on.
exactly, we also may need better drainage. So we need to work on our water. And so it opens up funding in different areas. I think one of the, because of disasters, I would like to point this out. I think one of the biggest issues that we missed when we were talking about the money that was given to different parts of our parish when it came to the community block grant money. What people didn't realize is that that money came from Hurricane Ida because of the disaster that we had
In 21.
in 21. There were certain areas and populations that they had studied and reviewed and said, we need to repair these particular things
And make it
and
resilient.
make them resilient so that Terrebonne Parish can thrive, because we lost such a percentage of our population after Hurricane
And had
Ida.
devastation.
And devastation. So what people don't realize when we're fussing about the African American Museum is that one of the things that we had before Ida was an African American Museum.
Yeah.
And so to make Terrebonne Parish more resilient, let's restore that African American Museum. And I think that lack of understanding is why people then was like, we can take that money and we can cut the grass and we can reappropriate it somewhere else. But that wasn't part of the plan, because there was a survey, there was the consultants that were here back in 19 when it first happened, 19 and 20 and 21, who had studied our area and said, these were the things that you were missing. And so from the storm that you had before, so these are the monies that we would like you to use to bring those. And I'm just in the African American Museum because it was kind of an issue that became like the most hot button political issue, but it was 23 programs that were giving money and additional funding. And part of that was we got a water study. Now, what has happened to that water study is yet to be done because we flooded. But a significant amount of money was given to a water study to help to understand, why do we flood? What can we do to improve our area so that we can have less impacts of flooding? Because as you know, because of flooding, our flood insurance is so high. And because our insurance is so high, it is driving residents out of our parish, and those who have left are unwilling to return.
So let me ask you something. In y'all opinion, what are some things that we should be taking note of as we go through situations or scenarios like this? With all of that being said, what the parish and consultants and all of those people do, what are some things that we need to be looking out for ourselves to be prepared for storms, or to put our communities in position to receive funds that are there once those storms are over?
We need to have nonprofits that are
Disaster ready.
that are disaster ready to receive funds when disasters hit.
We also need
Explain
to,
that. Explain that.
So-
Don't
So
go too fast.
So there is already a committee that works on being prepared for disasters, and there are foundations that give to nonprofits in the middle of disasters. And oftentimes we do the work, but we are not legally correct, established, or we let our nonprofits lapse, or we don't really have that 501c3. And oftentimes it's just having a little language about what you would do and being in an event of emergency. And it's also having what the plan that you call when you have the
what, a disaster recovery
a
plan?
disaster recovery plan,
Or contingency
a contingency plan of
operations.
operations, and doing the work that when people look around and they want to pour into a nonprofit, they are willing to give it to you because you are established. I can honestly say that when Ida hit, me and my sister got a lot of phone calls in 21, and we were unable to receive funding because we were not we were doing the work of Cherish ×2 without truly being a legal nonprofit, which is one of the reasons why it drove us to establishing we worked under another nonprofit, and we were okay with that. It didn't bother us none, but what happened in Ida opened our eyes into why we should have our nonprofit, our preparation, so that we can be prepared for the next time.
And you gotta realize preparation meets opportunity. So we can't wait now, because you know it takes a couple of weeks
But-
to establish a
Months.
nonprofit. But I also think you need to have volunteers.
But that's what I was about to say. There may be people right now in the community that weren't affected by this storm that may want to give a helping hand, but they just don't know where to apply it. You two have been kind of like a linchpin between some of the organizations that have already been established and the community itself. So can you talk a little bit about like collaboration between people, organizations, and those who have the idea about doing something, but they don't know where to start at?
Absolutely. I will always tell people to volunteer. I actually ask people to refrain from going out and getting another nonprofit. There are hundreds of nonprofits in Terrebonne Parish, like over 200. I don't think people realize that there are over 200 nonprofits in Terrebonne Parish. Some of them are, while they might be established, I will always offer people, be ready to be boots on the ground and willing to work and volunteer.
Absolutely.
And when I mean volunteer, Ida taught us that, you know, your hair don't matter. Like we were working in the rain, we were working in the heat, and I will say I had not worked and volunteered to that capacity.
Because y'all know, can we be honest? I know we lie, but Black people, we have this thing that we ain't working for free no more because slavery is over.
Well, no,
And it's
I think it goes beyond
But
that.
so tell us.
so tell
your-
but not
your
just
point
on the
of-
view, but like
There's a negative connotation with community service because we who weren't exposed to that young were taught that community service was a punishment. Whether that be going to school, getting in trouble, you get community service.
Okay.
picking up
out-
trash. Okay,
There
I
was
see you.
always aspects of community service, but it was never showed to us as a way to
A
Be
positive.
to be
So
positive.
you could go clean up the side of the street and not actually have it like required by a judge.
Right.
Okay. And so maybe because I was a church kid, I was always
Word
required
to volunteer.
It was at church, but you was always required to do something.
I think I always had the heart for service, but I didn't know where to put that energy at. It wasn't until y'all two introduced me to Rotary and other organizations.
I was literally gonna say that.
I didn't see that side of being an adult. Like, oh well, I might not have the money to give, but shit, I got a couple hours.
And I can volunteer.
Yeah.
I think right now, your children are off. If you have young men and young women, you need to be bringing them to their neighbors' houses. If they are the ages of 10 and up, just me, because I'm putting my young man out. Well, he working tomorrow, but
He was put out to me.
he
was ready.
He was ready. He
And
was.
I will say
He
this.
was up at 7:00 dressed and ready because
But y'all gave a great example.
in his mind, he just knew we were going, and he put the water and everything. I said, Roger, what you do? We're going to work, and he said, oh, I thought we was going to help people because he's 23, y'all, but we have done that with him. But I will say, if you have a young person, wake them up. I know that it's a summer vacation. Wake them up. Get them out of bed. Get them dressed. 8:00 in the morning. Get them up. Get them dressed. Give them some water. Bring them. If you're off tomorrow and your child is off tomorrow, bring them in your neighborhood, in your community. Get them to help some elderly people, some people who may not even be elderly who could just use a hand. Show them the way. Lend a hand as you do the work. When they are doing food distributions and you drive and you see people, if you are someone who don't need to be in the line, get out, park your car, get out your vehicle, walk up to the line, ask them how can you be of service at that line, and teach your children the way in which they should go. Because we always say that we want people to give the hand when the storm isn't in sunny days. Teach your children how to be of service in sunny days. On a Saturday morning, go to the library. All the libraries have this. You may not know this, but this is a pro tip. The libraries have buckets and the pickles that you can use to pick up trash, and it's called part of Keep Louisiana Beautiful. Keep. Come on, Billy. And bring your kid to the library. You can go to any of the public libraries. You can borrow it, and you can return it at the day.
It doesn't have to be a punishment. Your child doesn't have to do nothing
wrong.
In order, I think sometimes we always make it feel like if you do something wrong, that I'm gonna make you go do something. No, just
Do it just because.
And sometimes that just comes from leading by example. I think
Yes.
y'all done a great job at that.
We still go pick up trash in our community.
I will say this though, Rotary, I've always volunteered on a church level. Rotary taught me about volunteering in a different level.
Outwardly.
I will say Hurricane Ida was probably the most volunteerism. And when I say we covered the entire parish, we covered the entire parish.
But we volunteered before then, but Ida definitely put us on a different level.
And volunteer, so I would say just go out, find. We all drive around, instead of driving around shooting video to post on social media to see if you could get the most views of TikToks. Which nothing wrong with that. I mean, get your earnings.
There's something wrong with it. I got a problem with that. Somebody who works for utility, we don't need you look-a-hooing and rubbernecking.
Oh,
Being
well, I like
out there and you ain't doing nothing but causing us more traffic.
I will say my aunt saw her house on TikTok today, and someone showed her, and she was not pleased that her house was on TikTok.
I kind of feel the same way. Like
In her devastation, because she did say that she did. She was hurt because while she's trying to pick up the trees, the branches off her house, and her son, and in a area that she know if her husband was home, he would have been in the very area the tree fell on, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you think about things like that, and you realize that it's not just for views, it's people behind what you're doing, the viewing. It's one thing to make a video because you are seeking help. You being given the information so that you can put more eyes on it, so you can be more visible, so more people can come. It's a different thing when you're doing it just so you can get paid for that month. So you can you can boost your social media, and so there is a balance between that.
So you're telling me that as a social media figure,
and I am,
that you disagree with that, just doing things for the video?
There are many things I have never posted on social media.
Such as?
I have helped more people than I have ever posted. Not every.
Tell me today what you didn't post that you did.
It's not for me to.
Tell her that's between you and your God.
Well, this is okay. So since we want to do this,
I'm just asking because
hold on. I have done a lot today that I didn't post.
But I'm only joking with you, and I'm saying that to say is that actually a post was made for me and my sister, and they tagged us in the post for something that we did earlier today. And when I tell you, I never realized the person knew us. And I know they didn't, well, they may not know us because they still only tagged everybody's favorite twins, but I didn't even realize they even recognized us. Because when we did it, it was just to pick the person up.
Pick the community up.
Just, hey, this is what we can do on my way as I'm traveling into work. And so what I will share with you is that you have
to pick and choose and use discernment. There are many things that we have done and we do and I do on my own that I would never post on social media. You have to use discernment. And oftentimes I often ask people if they're okay with me posting. Now, don't get me wrong, when you run a nonprofit, and anyone will tell you if you run a nonprofit or you run a foundation, you have to have some type of visibility so people can see the work that you do and show that the funding that they're giving you is being given back in good soil.
Yeah, but that's different.
So that is very different. But there are a lot of people who they're never doing the work to be of service.
So we chastising people right now?
I'm not chastising them.
I'm just asking.
I'm not chastising them. I think it is good to point out that there's a difference, and there are disparities.
There's help, and then there's fake help.
Oh.
So you saying are they doing it for the video?
I'm saying that today I want to talk about resources.
We'll have that conversation on another day.
Running around with your phone, that is not a resource for the community.
Okay. I think
she always likes it. She always, she does this.
I will say I hear both of you. So y'all got an insight into a conversation between Cherish and Trey that used to happen on our corporate all the time.
And we still had that conversation for years, right?
And I will often share. I will say this though to get us back on track is that if you are unsure of a resource, and I think sometimes because we talked about this, one of the biggest resources we forgot to mention. Please forgive us.
BayouHelp.org. Thank you, Cherry.
How did we forget that?
I don't know.
BayouHealth.org.
Please forgive us.
They have a website, and this is a year-round, 365-day website.
366 when it's a leap year.
Okay, but this is not a leap year, right?
Well,
but
next
anyway,
year
on a
is.
regular day, you can go and you can find different resources about what do we have available in the area.
Yes.
That when you need help. Now, I will say this: housing is limited, y'all. Like, so let's just be realistic. Without the high rise, without the circle, our housing is very limited.
And without but those apartments that was over there in Gray, what they would you been? Those affordable
But housing aside, you still have people that.
So if you need food resources every day, you can go to BayouHealth.org, put in your zip code, and the best thing about them is once you put in your zip code, they will tell you what places you can go, what time they're going,
and what you need
in order to get the item that you are requiring.
Right, and that could be, when we say resources, it's not just food. Sometimes it's a stipend to pay your electric bill because you've been out of work for so long. Sometimes it's clothing. Sometimes it's making sure that your kids have, somewhere to go. You might get a what do you call it? A voucher.
For child care. Well, now child care is behind right now. The state of Louisiana has a 5,000 wait list for child care. Just in case you want to know.
I'm just saying.
To that point, you can literally put anything in that you
absolutely. Bayou Community Foundation did an amazing job of, and if you check your mailbox, if you haven't gotten it yet, you should be getting a postcard with the information on it. Everybody with a mailbox in Terrebonne, Lafourche, and Grand Isle are getting postcards with it. So shout out to Katie Lee, Cherry classmate, and Ellen, the alumni. That's y'all alumni. And Jennifer Armand, the Community Foundation Board. They did a great job with that initiative.
Bringing that vital resource because you don't have to sort through all those things that are not necessary.
And if you want a hot meal, don't forget, go to Second Harvest on Hollywood Street. Second Harvest have hot food on Hollywood Road. So we have our Second Harvest that you can always go to.
Our kitchen open.
Our kitchen is open now. Persons might not realize that, but Second Harvest is now located in the Bayou region for moments like this. And BayouHealth.org is not just for Terrebonne; it's for Terrebonne, Lafourche, and Grand Isle.
That's what's up. I think that's pretty much what we need to always be pushing. Where is the not just where the resource is, but some people just have questions.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of walked through a couple of questions. Even if I know the answer, I feel like it might be somebody who might benefit from knowing this. They might not understand how it operates.
Yeah, if you are having a baby, this is not about a hurricane, but it is happening Saturday. If you are
tomorrow.
It's happening Saturday. Tomorrow's Friday.
Why keep they forgetting?
Tomorrow's Juneteenth. So Saturday on June the 20th, if you are an expecting father, you have a baby on the way, or if you have a baby that's born already, maybe 1 and under, if you 2 and under,
let them come with their baby.
Yeah, 2 and under. If you have a baby on the way, or you have a child underneath the age of 2, and you need some diapers and wipes and some baby items, I want you to come out to the MLK Park on Thibodeau. It's in Thibodeau from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're having a community baby shower, Father's Edition. We're going to, in honor of the fathers, we're going to be raffling off car seats, strollers, baskinets. Play and pack.
No.
Yes,
car seats, strollers, grills.
Nuh-uh.
That is getting grilled?
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Hold on. I know hold on. I know how to read. Give me a second.
While Sherry is looking that up, I want to ask Sherry, what made y'all come up with this idea to do this?
Well, we work for START, which is located with we work for Health to Start, which is located at START Corporation now. And so we are the outreach and consortium. Basically, that means bringing a group of people together to work on helping mamas have a safe journey while they're pregnant and have children, healthy children being born. If you do not know, we have a high infant and maternal health rate in in our area in Terrebonne Parish, where
what that mean?
A lot of mommies are not surviving pregnancy; they're dying, and a lot of babies are not surviving past 1; they're dying.
So in this epidemic within the country, you're saying that
So-
our numbers are just as high or as
We are
higher?
3 times higher than the national rate in
So-
Terrebonne, in our 7 parishes. So Terrebonne, Lafourche, St. James, St. John, St. Mary, Assumption.
Say that one more time, because I don't think y'all understand what. Say that one more time. That's a lot.
So in the 7 parishes I named,
Mhm.
our rate of mama dying in birth, dying during pregnancy, or up to a year after, and a child not surviving, birth, like stillbirths, being born, dying, and not making it to 1, we're 3 times the national average.
Man. Oh, that kind of make
So
that make my
the federal
my heart hurt.
government, they created these programs to help reduce that number. The number is going down. It's just not down enough for the feds and the researchers. And so we're making some impact, but we need to make more impact.
I think I want to have a complete separate conversation with y'all about that because I got so many questions.
Yes.
Is that across the board? Is that by race? Is that by age?
So, demographically, black mothers are the number 1 in babies. We're number 1. And then black and brown babies, we're number 1.
But mothers, our black babies have a higher survival rate at
The
the
NICU.
at the NICU once born early.
However, we have a higher, but we are, it's a combination.
Sure.
Environment, not necessarily eating right and making the best decisions.
Stress.
Stress.
Is the number
Stress
one.
is the number 1, of course. But, continue to eat, certain things like crawfish, which is high in sodium, even after the doctor tell you got your blood pressure high, don't help. So it's just some things that we can do. And so our role in Healthy Start is to help you navigate the health system and navigate being pregnant and help you make those healthy decisions, because sometimes you don't necessarily know. I'll tell you a real quick story. Like, for example, had a mama, pre-eclampsia, that means blood pressure high, put on bed rest, went to her house, what she was eating?
Crawfish.
TV dinner.
Oh wow.
She thought it was healthy because it only had like 200 and something calories, right?
Let me guess. She was eating the lean cuisine.
Yes.
Oh, it's a trap.
It's a trap, because what she didn't realize is that while it was a lean cuisine, and so she really thought she was making a healthy decision.
Mhm.
In a lean cuisine, it's a lot of salt. So
Sodium.
So a lot of sodium. So while it may have said like only 200 and some calories or less than 300 calories, I think was how it was like advertised. So she really thought she was making a good decision because it's a lean cuisine.
Yeah.
And so I had to explain to her, like, yeah, but let's turn it over the back and let's look at this 28% sodium in it.
Gee.
So in this little box, so it's unhealthy.
Mhm.
So let's go cook a pack of beans.
And get that right.
And and so she would put, next time she was cooking a pack of beans. And so sometimes it's little things like that people don't know, that I'm eating a lean cuisine, so I'm thinking I'm doing right.
Right.
But just because it's a lean cuisine doesn't mean you're doing right. So just because somebody deems it healthy doesn't mean it is healthy.
And a lot of people don't realize sodium equals salt.
Yeah.
And that those TV dinners are preserved by a lot of salt.
I kind of want to say that because I think that needs its own conversation.
We'll talk about it. And just so you know, we're going to be giving away a pack and play, like I said, a baby carrier, car seat, 3 strollers, and the Trey, you need to come. You got a baby on the way.
Man, my baby got a stroller.
I didn't say your
The baby didn't have a stroller. I said you got a baby on the way. You could come.
Trey, how your grandpa in a day?
Honestly,
Trey.
I'm enjoying it because I
Trey.
get the best of both
Well,
worlds.
first of all, I need you to come so you can win some of our door
Trey.
prizes. You can check out some of these bingos.
I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like, Trey, when I was thinking of like one of the icebreakers we having, it's like bingo. Like, you definitely was on my mind. Like, one of the things is finding somebody who's a daddy and a grandpa. And I thought
I'm a geriatric daddy.
So I need you.
I
to.
wanted to write that geriatric, but I ain't want people to be asking me, what's a geriatric? So I put somebody, so you know, to make it fun.
My
I
God,
said,
today.
So I need you to come out Saturday for real.
so I said, find somebody who a daddy and a grandpa.
And shout out to Edna for hosting our community baby shower.
Shout out Edna.
Mary Health.
Mary Help for being one of our.
Your soror,
my-
your sorority sister.
Thank you, Miss. Thank you, lady. You know who you are.
That's what's
Thank you,
up.
Miss Wallace.
So
I'm gonna
yeah,
shout out anyway. Thank you to Treg and the
Thibodeau Express and the Juneteenth for letting us come and do that.
So y'all doing that tomorrow? Or y'all doing that?
Saturday. It's Saturday, right before the Juneteenth event, where we are also the host.
Okay.
But no, that's it. So that's just another resource if you're a father, got a baby on the way. It's just for fathers.
But I think that that's perfect timing because, you know, there may be some people that experience something with this whole storm and they do have a baby on the way, or they got a baby right now, and they, you know, their pockets might be hurting because they're doing other stuff in their house.
And then once you do, I can sign you up for Healthy Start because we can help you on that.
So y'all teaching the dads how to cook as well.
Oh yeah, because
We have a whole
fatherhood program.
just for dads.
Yes. Yes. And guess what? You can join from the moment she finds out she's pregnant too.
And y'all don't have to be
We
together
together.
because you need your own diapers and
And
wipes.
wipes. Because what if she come back and say, "Give me that stuff back"?
Give me my coffee.
And guess what you gonna say? That's mine, baby. I got this. This all for me.
I want this from the healthy store.
Since it is Juneteenth tomorrow and y'all will be hosting an event, can y'all tell us a little bit about that event before we get out of here?
Ooh.
Okay, so Trey Wagner, he reached out to
To
us last
Let
year.
me tell y'all something. This man came to us in 25. Y'all know in 26 we had forgot we had said yes in 25. Let's
Look,
start.
Trey about his business. Shout out to Trey.
Look,
Listen.
that man was serious, and I had to hold on to my commitment. I forgot about.
And this is so on the front note, so Trey.
All jokes aside, I'm
He
sorry.
asked us in 25. So we did forget in 26 until we saw that flyer, and we said, "Oh wait," but it was on our calendar. It was on our
The calendar.
It's just that we forgot. That's why we have a calendar.
I said, who them people is?
In them green and
Them
red
dresses.
dresses. And
And
I
they-
don't even remember sending them that picture. But then I went back. That picture was actually a blue dress.
Dress.
I don't know how Trey got them dresses green and red.
But they did a good job.
They did a
We
great
look
job.
nice
It
on that.
was. Whoever was the graphics did
Good
good.
shout out to it. We look nice. I look slim.
We are.
Facts. Shout out.
I'm about to tell you who. But I ain't gonna tell you this.
We'll talk about it later.
So I will say, so Juneteenth. Somebody asked me this actually, so I'll say this. Somebody said, "Do you have to be black to come to Juneteenth?" And you don't. You have to be black to come to Juneteenth.
I would just like to say that I feel that most of the programs for Juneteenth are about educating not just people of color who are descendants of the enslaved, but I do feel like anyone that shows up will learn something and have an appreciation for the type of celebration that it is. So
Absolutely.
on my behalf, like y'all come through, come check it out.
Absolutely.
So I will say
Juneteenth is
that
a learning
it
experience.
really is, and so we can possibly eliminate the comment sections when you see a business or government closed for Juneteenth. Like if you actually come to a Juneteenth event,
No, because this is why
it
I'm
will
about to become,
reduce.
No, this is why I'm about to get ratchet. No, don't turn the comments off.
Not turn them off, it will
Them-
reduce the number
Them
of type
people
those
need
type
to
of
be
comments.
punched in the face.
No,
You need to be
wait.
punched in the
Wow.
face, and you need to show them exactly why you free.
No.
Exactly. All right,
No.
we can move right
Wow.
No, okay,
So I can't be associated with that. I was on a TV show.
Don't act like you too bullshit.
I
You
really-
literally went on that TV show and said, "Shout out to the East Side."
Of Homer. Hold on, I did it. Shout out to the east side of Homer.
No, but I will say,
And I stand on that.
I will say, I think the more people that come out to a Juneteenth event and they learn, you will have less comments. Like the ways the comment sections
Okay, I see
blow
what you're
up.
saying.
That's what I'm saying. I think
Especially like cause that Lafourche Parish
I
government
think the
comment
more
section.
people come out, particularly people who don't look like you, come out, learn. Because I think we have this
Misconception.
misconception about Juneteenth. We have this misconception about anything outside of what we know. And I think it's important to learn about things
I think
other than
even-
what you know.
Even our
And I think our own community
even
needs to
our
know.
peers, I've heard people say certain things that it was kind of a little.
What you mean peers? Like somebody that's our age?
Yeah, people that's our age that either went to school with us or you've seen them around, but making certain comments and not understanding the value. And to me, I'm not anti-capitalistic, but I don't want the capitalist hand on top of something that should be.
Grassroots?
I ain't gonna say that it should be sovereign.
Absolutely.
I don't need
It's sacred.
money or activities to push me to be proud of the fact that my ancestors were freed at this point in time.
I will say this. I think, regardless of how some people may feel, I feel like we do our own history a disservice. Too many of us,
Alaska, they go so with it. Come on.
we don't have that honor and respect, and I don't know because we don't have grandmas and grandpa around to have them be able to tell us of their story.
But I'm just
But I will say
not
this.
everybody had a Louise.
That's what I'm saying. I think that happened. I think people always wonder how me and my sister operate the way we operate. It is a cohesiveness of things we talk about in our book.
Which coming out
But
shortly.
coming out
Shout,
short.
shout out to the book.
But I will say that one of the things that I think helped us is that one, we grew up in foster care, so we learned to have a voice very early. But we also grew up, our grandparents raised us. That means our foster parents were our grandparents' age. They were born in 1937 and 1942. We got to hear their stories. We got to be educated by them, from them. So I have a deep respect for their experiences. And I think that we need to get back to getting a respect for their experiences. One of the things that we have done a disservice to is I'm not my ancestors. There is
Completely
nothing
agree.
I cannot stand
Completely
more
agree.
than I am not my ancestor shirt or quote. I am because of my ancestors. Those who left the fields, those who stayed in those fields, those who ran away, and those who stayed caught. We are a combination and an essence of it all.
That's a
Do
fact.
you know the strength, the courage? Do you know the humanity, the humility, the perseverance, the finesse that you had to endure to be able to live and operate knowing that the person who owned you didn't like you, didn't think of you, and at any given moment you can have your family ripped from you? We do ourselves and we do them a disservice when we say we are not them. Everything I am is an embodiment of everything that they did and didn't do.
And everybody couldn't jump off the ship because you wouldn't be here, dummy.
And I think we need
Somebody had to live.
somebody who lives, who dies,
Guys, and who tells us the story.
We have gotten from the place that we allow others to tell our story.
And that's kind of my thing when it comes to narratives. And I do still feel like some people need to be punched in the face. Like they live on social media.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
You think because it's a national holiday, we can. I'm gonna just take it for play. But in actuality, like if it comes to that and I see you and it's up. I don't have no remorse in my heart about punching somebody in their face for talking stupid about something that is essential to who I am as a person.
Absolutely, we have to honor it.
We
And
have
if
to
we
honor
don't honor it, if we don't respect it,
No one else
no
will.
one else will. It starts with us. And even if they don't, we will.
Right.
And I'm at that point in my life.
Can y'all imagine if they had social media when they gave MLK a holiday? This probably would have been the comment section for a couple of years.
And so
Now
I
you got people they're afraid to say anything bad about MLK because it's so I will say there is a balancing act. Y'all know who I am. I always try to live for a little balancing. So there is a balancing act between us educating and being respectful to what Juneteenth mean, and then also not allowing the noise of others to dictate how we celebrate and show up
No, that's a fact.
for our own holidays. And if we could plan parties for everything else, then we can plan a day to honor the people who stayed in that field way beyond their time and who didn't know they were free, who still worked, so that we can still be here. And when the very last person found out they was free in Texas, we can honor Juneteenth. Just like America is celebrating 250 years, I like to say I'm not letting anybody who just got off the boat in the 1900s outshine my family that been here for centuries.
So if you're a black American, you got to realize You have your history in this country extends further than 86% of the people in this country.
Most people, family only got here in the 1900s when they opened up those borders for the European ships. And so when you think about that, and especially when us who live in the South, if you have your roots in Texas and Louisiana and Mississippi and Arkansas and Alabama and Kentucky and West Virginia and the Carolinas, North and South and Florida, and when you look at the fact that your lineage, and when you talk about 250 years of American history, we talking about a White House that was built by Benjamin Baker, right? The architect of that. When we look at how we survive indigo fields and cotton fields and rice fields and sugarcane fields and how
Cotton fields and orange
fields, and so and peach fields, and so when we remember that and we honor that, there's no reason why we shouldn't be the first to celebrate that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to Fiery Crab just because I think they're giving out. What they giving them some? I'm gonna take that back. I almost gave them. Well, they doing the Juneteenth. They're giving you some corn, sausage, and potato. Started today.
I had just said that, like, I can trace my lineage on my father's side. We've been in Mechanicsville for 200 years.
Absolutely. You know, Mechanicsville is named from the workers of the plantation, from the
They were
skilled labor
of the plantation.
That's how
They were the mechanics.
Mechanicsville.
Your first millionaires come from Mechanicsville.
I'm hoping people understand that.
I don't like when people put down our own neighborhoods. I mean, I love everybody else, but I mean, when you think about
The east side, greatness comes
from the east.
But I was raised like that. My mama, Louise Navy Wallace, she said that often.
Listen,
Greatness
comes from the east side.
and it is something that is embodied in
And
me.
you know what? It's not even a arrogance, because I kind of feel like some people have like this fake arrogance about, you know, the east side is better than the west side is better than the east side. But when you talk about the legacy of Homer and the amount of people that transcended economic and social statuses that they were born into,
In segregation. In segregation, they did that.
It was so many people who got to make a way because they came from this side of town. And a lot of people that be arguing about that stuff, like your grandma from the east side.
Oh, absolutely. Did y'all not see that South Terrebonne picnic? This is a whole nother topic. But y'all, that was the oldest picnic I had ever been to.
Yeah, but
Let me tell you,
all the OGs in Homer, period.
Let me tell you something. Do you know the average attendee at the South Terrebonne picnic had to be 53 years
Well,
old?
hold on now. Wait a minute now. we're
The
not
average
gonna sit here and talk about my
attendee at
school like
Elementary
I'm not
was probably
present.
like 26.
I think that's a good thing because
It was like you saw.
South Terrebonne
South-
got so many
we
people
birthed-
that's still active.
Yes.
They still outside.
And when I tell you, they was outside, and then they was outside in their little outfits, and they had their lashes, and they had good food. I know.
And when you look at it, South Terrebonne is nothing but our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, our grandmas, our mamas, our daddies, our big cousins of Ellender.
They are like that's our lineage. We can directly, but I will say this. So we we going on somewhere else. But
Yeah,
I love going to South Terrebonne picnic, and it felt like a picnic.
Thank you. We did a great job.
Y'all did. It reminded me of the first.
Like I put it on.
It reminded me of the first year of Ellender picnic, and it's something I'm kind of hoping we get back to. It's just we don't need anybody but us. We are the vibe. Like I feel like if you go to Ellender, you go to South, like you're the vibe. Like it reminded me. Like we don't need no name artists. We are the artists. We are the entertainment. Like it's just a vibe that I have. And I know I made a controversy when I said about a East Side alumni event. However, when you saw the aunts and your uncles, and I can literally see the connection to it. I would love to see us together, and it doesn't have to necessarily be a picnic. It just be an alumni event.
But that's where that fake arrogance come in at. Like I don't really mess with that energy. I don't like it at all.
But maybe.
But
I'm
if
a
we
twin.
do, if we
Maybe
do,
I'm a twin, I'm okay with it. And that's the thing.
No, I'm talking about
combining.
the fake popularity
Oh,
between Ellender folks and South Terrebonne folks. I just don't mess with it. Like all of us spawn from the same place. The only
Absolutely.
reason we're here because
Those people we saw at South Terrebonne picnic, like
Yeah.
legit,
I don't
you
care about none
legit
of that
saw
stuff.
the whole reason why Ellender exists.
Yeah.
is because of that picnic.
But
But that's a story for another day.
But it was a great, but
South Tampa had a great event.
But I will say, get back to it. What all of this taught us is that when you
There are different types of resources.
the different type of but when you stay in your community and don't exist, when you live in it, when you give back
What
to
do you
it.
mean by staying in your community and not exist in it?
What I mean by that, people who go to work, they go to their house, and they may do some barbecues at their house, but there's no attachment to their neighborhood. There's no attachment to their home. There's no attachment to the area where they live in. And there's a plenty of people who that is like that. But what I mean that when you stay in it, I mean when you live it and when you breathe it, when you speak to your neighbors, when you know your neighbors, when you give back to your community, when you serve in your community, it's a
You
different.
Get some sugar?
Hey,
We need to get back to getting some sugar from my neighbor.
I don't want to get sugar from everybody though. We'll talk about that later. But but what I say is, it'll get you back to the place where you want to serve your community, and that is where I want us to get back to, a place where we want to be active in our community, where we are cleaning the drainages on our streets, where we take pride in our area, we take pride in taking care of it. And when we do those things and we help people, and when we ask them, even without asking them, and when we do those things, then we can all of us can say that we have truly lived our life. Because to live this life is to be a life where we have served others, giving back to them in multiple ways, serving in different ways. But when you do that, then you have done what Jesus did his last 3 years that he lived, and he was a server.
And I think that goes back to the events that y'all are doing, the resources for these events as they happen within the community. It's like even showing up to like a Juneteenth event or a Juice Fest or a
Can't
picnic.
wait to go.
All of those are examples of places that you can go learn about
Yes.
different people and
Volunteer.
organizations, volunteer, do something in the sunny days, like y'all said. So in the event that you need to get in touch with the right person when it is a rainy day, you already know who to call.
Yes.
So
And
think
Twin
about that.
Fest.
Definitely Twin Fest.
We're coming back next year.
We got y'all April
So-
2027.
I appreciate y'all so much for coming, sitting down with me.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Any other questions you had for us?
I think that's
Anybody
it.
asking questions for us in your chat?
Nah, them people just looking.
They just looking,
KJ
okay.
said, hey family, love you all.
KJ, when you come back, I want something to eat.
Oh, I was just about to ask which KJ, because you know there's two, and so I needed to know the cousin, like my cousin down the street, KJ Castle.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, cuz?
I just said that I want something to eat.
Yeah, but that's about it. I think people that just was tuning in to see what was going on.
Absolutely.
But I thank y'all so much, and
Thank you for having
Been
us.
us.
but y'all done raised some good questions, so we're definitely gonna have to talk more. And I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing everybody's favorite twins talk about certain things that's going on that nobody else talking about. But we're gonna keep y'all informed.
And,
Oh,
yeah,
we
did
talk
you talk
about
about
it.
that?
You
We
know,
we coming back.
We're gonna come back. You know, we believe in 1 minute politically lit.
Yeah.
It's time for us to come back. We're
Well,
gonna
you know, actually, we're gonna do 2 minutes because it's two of us.
Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna remind y'all why we came here.
How we got
How
started?
y'all got
So,
started?
Because politics is our friend.
Look,
Politics
I'm
is
just
our
letting
friend.
y'all know.
Did y'all go vote?
Cherry and Sherry know a lot,
No,
but
we
not
don't.
only do they know a lot, they do a lot. And when you do a lot, you learn even more.
facts.
Then when you got degrees on top of that, look, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. We gonna let Arthur get up on out of here.
Because nobody told you. First of all, we got to talk about climate change.
See, there she go. All right, I'm gonna holler at y'all, man.